What the hell is that? Oh, wow. So quiet today. Oh my god. I don't know why I started doing my nails. Because now I gotta keep up with it. That's why I never used to do this crap. That is why. It's, see if anybody even comes in here. It's so darn quiet. Quiet. Doo-doo-doo. There's two people watching. Stop hitting me. Nobody knows where the garbage is. Nobody. Hello. Hey, Dory. I found Dory. That's a funny name. I like that name. I don't even know why I'm going live. I think I'm just bored to tears right now. What up, Ralph? Stop, Harley girl, Zebra. I know everybody's bored. It's so quiet on the tubes today. I'm just chilling. I'm doing my nails. I wish I never started this crap. Cause now to go back to like regular nails ain't happening. What up, Paula? What up, Flower for Life? Michelle. How's everybody doing today? I don't even know what today is. Oh, today is Juneteenth. I know that. Why I gotta ask, why has this not been a holiday for fucking like 100 years? I looked it up yesterday because I gotta be quite honest with you guys. I didn't know what Juneteenth was. All I knew is that my son has off today from school. And I'm like, why does he have off from school? There's like a few days left, you know? And I look it up and it says Juneteenth, and I'm like, well, what the hell is that? You know? And so it's the day that the slaves were freed. And I'm like, why is this just becoming a holiday? Like, I don't get it. I've been good, Rel. How about you? I'm like, why hasn't this been a holiday for like decades? Well, centuries. I don't know. How long ago was that? A century, right? Well, over a century. But like, I'm like, wow, we're really far behind, huh? So I feel like they should have named it Freedom Day or Emancipation Day, something like that, just to give it more recognition. So yeah, I had no idea what it was because you think they my son goes to a pretty mixed school, you know. He's got a good mix of people, different cultures and stuff in his class, which I didn't. I went to my school was whiter than fucking white. I mean, there was no diversity in my school at all. It was bad. Um I don't know if it was just a neighborhood. I mean, I didn't live anywhere special, you know. I was in a middle class neighborhood. Uh there was one black kid in my whole elementary school. That's like kindergarten through 6th grade. One kid. And then there was maybe one or two that like moved in for a year and then left. And then, you know, we had maybe some Asian and a little bit of Hispanic, but it was mostly white. Mostly white people. But they don't even teach this shit in the school. I like Emancipation Day, Rel. That's what I would name it. Well, when I looked it up, it does say Juneteenth Freedom Day. So I guess that if you want to do the whole entire name, that's what the name is. But I'm like, I just can't believe like it took us this long to make this a holiday. Like, what's up with that? Should have been a holiday a long ass time ago. Shouldn't have even happened, to be quite honest with you. We shouldn't have to be celebrating this embarrassing moment in history, in American history. You know what I'm saying? Not embarrassing that the slaves were freed, but embarrassing that there even was slavery. I mean, it's embarrassing. As a white person, I'm ashamed. Even though my family wasn't here during that time, because my family came over from Italy in the early 1900s, and then my other family from my dad's side came over probably around the same time, but or maybe even a little later, because both of my grandparents are immigrants on my dad's side. I have their Ellis Island records, so they're both from Hungary. So many schools don't even want to teach Black history. It's crazy. It is crazy. They just passed it. I can't believe that, that it took this long for that to happen. We're like so behind. It's just crazy when you think about it. We're so behind in some ways, but so ahead in other ways in culture. Let's have a YouTube holiday called BSJ Day. That should be like, is that a day where like he's not on here harassing people? Well, BJ Day. I'm sure many guys would like that. BSJ Day. Rel, I checked out your interview with that dude. That is some fucking weird shit, that serial killer. God damn it. I forgot his name. Hold on. Little? Something Little. Was it Little? Was that the guy's last name? Samuel Little? I believe. Good interview, man. I gotta give you props for that. I did watch it, and then I did a little homework and a research about the guy, and the fucking drawings, dude. I know he died. I'm like, damn, I would have had some questions about those drawings. Here's my question, and maybe you could answer it, Rel. When he did those drawings, were they like dead? Because in the drawings, the eyes are open in most of them, in all the ones I saw. So I'm gonna assume that they're alive, but that might not be the case. They could have died with their eyes open, or he could have opened them, or he could have drew them before he killed them. But holy candidness. I mean, I guess in a respect, you have to, respect the guy's openness and candidness to talk about what he did. I mean, he was really frank about it, but like, holy shit. Holy shit. Just so blunt, so cold, so callous. You know what I'm saying? Like just talking so matter of factly about killing these women. He's like, yeah, that bitch. He's like, I made her suck my dick. I'm like, whoa, bro. Oh, it's fucking crazy. All of them were dead. Yeah, he called them his babies. It was so creepy. Oh, that was so creepy. So they were dead when he drew them? That's fucking so creepy, man. Oh, I don't know, man. Listen, like there has to be people in this world that are comfortable around dead bodies. Otherwise, who would take care of the dead? But like me, I don't know, dude. Even when my mom passed away, right? I literally, and this is the craziest shit, man, to watch somebody's life literally just leave them like slowly. It's fucking, it just can't even be explained. It's so crazy, right? 1 second you're there and they're breathing, and the next second they're just gone, And I remember the morning my mom passed away, it was me, her, and a nurse in a room. And I woke up and it happened, within seconds of me waking up. So I had finally fallen asleep for like 2 hours. And when the nurse left the room, I started to panic for a second because I was like, why are you leaving me here with her? She's gone. It's like so weird because just seconds before that, she wasn't, she still had a heartbeat and everything. And he's definitely not going to heaven, Pugs, Rel. And it's like I don't know, like I had that little moment of panic, right? Because like she went from like my mom, and then all of a sudden I had to like tell myself, like, Leanna, it's not, it's still your mom, It's just her spirit's gone now. Her soul's gone. It's fucking weird, dude. But I just like had that moment of panic being in there alone with her body, you know. I don't know why, it's not gonna do anything, but like these fucking people that sit around with deceased bodies is just, oh man, it's fucking crazy. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how they do it. I cannot go back to the room with my mom when she passed. Like when my dad passed away, we were all in the room, so I wasn't as, I don't know. Once one of your family members passes, I think it's just you look at it differently, when it's a family member. I don't know. It's just fucking crazy. Yeah, Mike Brown's going live over there. I saw that yesterday. Quikrete. Yes, my Quikrete. Girl, that's all I do. I have like concrete under my nails right now. That's all I've been doing. Is making concrete. I got a lot of stuff. I'm trying to still figure it out. Yeah, Laura thinks I'm, dude, I never met such a narcissistic individual. I must have said it 30 times during my live stream that the person who inspired me to even do this is in my chat right now. Rhett's mom. She sent me a video of this guy who is making these things for his house. And I was like, oh, that looks cool. I want to try it. So I went to Michael's. I bought coaster molds because he made this little cool tray out of concrete. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. I want to try that. And then it just turned into like a full blown addiction. So I have two things I could do with these little pots that I'm making basically is I can put plants in them, which I probably will do for some. And then I could put candles in some of the other ones that are more shaped for that. And I might sell them in sets. This motherfucker thinks that I'm copying her. Like, and I'm like, dude, nothing I'm doing is anything close to anything that you're fucking doing, dude. I'm hand making things from nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm hand making every aspect of the product. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, I need raw materials for some of them, but I'm like, yeah, exactly, Alicia. Oni should be flattered. But I'm like, dude, this motherfucker is so narcissistic. Now, I'll give her that she was probably misinformed, probably because I was talking to Alicia that day and I was asking Alicia, I said, Alicia, help me out. I tried pouring candles into some of the things that I had made and it didn't go well the first time. But I'm not starting a candle company. Like somebody probably went into her chat or told her whatever. Oh, Makeup Mobster starting a candle company. And I'm like, dude, no, I'm not starting a candle company. I'm starting a concrete company, I guess. Well, concrete, resin, all sorts of things. I got plates, I got trays that I make, these little bowls, like jewelry boxes and shit, not just candles. So, but she's so fucking narcissistic. I didn't even read her whole community post. Let's read it together actually. She's so narcissistic to think that that's what I'm doing. It's like mind blowing. I'm like, dude, you really fucking like think everything's about you all the time. Like you're the first person to ever fucking make a candle. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even read this whole thing, so let's read it together. I'll tell you guys where it stopped. But I'm like, you're so narcissistic to think that I'm copying you, dude. Like, what the fuck? Hold on. Yeah. Now, let me remind you. Let's go through this. So she puts a quote here. Oh wait, I should probably show you guys too, right? Stop, not show. But here's the thing: it's like, dude, so many people here own businesses. Rel's in the hood. Rel's in the hood. Rel's in the house, and Rel owns a business. You know what I'm saying? Like she's the only person to start a business. I've been talking about starting a business for like years. I switch my mind every so often on things that I want to do. Yeah, she's the only person who can make candles, Rel. The only one. I'm like, dude, there's so many people here. My friend Purple Rain, my good friend. Okay, one of my best friends here that I've been friends with since I started my channel. Well, since I started live streams, basically, right? In this community. She made candles for years, dude. Like, so did Laura copy her? Sarah Smiles makes candles, who's now Love Shack Sarah. But I'm like, you're not the only person to make candles, but I'm not even starting a fucking candle business, dude. Like, I'm starting a different type of business, and candles might just be part of it. I might even sell some jewelry on there. There's all different fucking things I do. I might do a bunch of different things. All right, so here, let's see what she wrote here. Yeah, you're so vain. She writes this whole big fucking novel. It's just ridiculous. So she says, blowing out someone else's candle doesn't make yours shine any brighter. And she puts quotes around it. And I'm like, whose quote is that? Did you just make that up? Like, whose quote is that? I don't even know whose quote that is. So she's like, I've gotten a bunch of emails and comments in regards to someone else starting a candle business. Bullshit, Laura. Bullshit. Probably one person commented. Like, people are emailing her, oh my God, let me email her. Like, no, that's not happening. Let me put this out here because I'm not going live. The minute I heard that she was starting a candle business, I had a smile because imitation is truly the best form of flattery. And I'm like, here we go. This is where I stopped reading because I was like, here we go with the narcissistic bullshit. Here we go. Like, dude, I would fact check before you just take somebody's word for it and be like, is she really starting a candle business? Let me go see what she had to say. That's what I would do. Instead of just being the narcissist that you are and making it about you because you think everything's about you, I would definitely fucking go see exactly what's going on here. Because I'd be like, no way, But she's just so narcissistic that she immediately thinks that I'm copying her. Like, it's fucking amazing. So she says, with that said, I do wish her the best of luck and much success. I learned so many things in my first year, and I still learn every day. I am one of those people who research every aspect of something before I jump into it. Dude, are you serious, Laura? You do not do that at all. Like, not even close. When you first started selling your candles, I could tell you did the bare minimum. You literally sold candles without testing without any kind of anything. And I know this because I was one of the first people to buy one from you. I was one of the first customers you had, dude. So yeah, that's just plain old bullshit right there. Just plain old bullshit right there. Okay. Hold on. So she researches everything. And you don't start sentences with "and," Laura, just saying. And I did, thanks to my amazing subs and a few haters. I had an incredible first year. I really mean that too. Most businesses go into the negative in the first few years, and I did not. I am so excited for my second year in business because I am going to be balls to the wall once I complete the website, which I've already changed since this afternoon, LOL. So she probably took my criticism into consideration because she wrote this the same day I was talking about her website. But dude, Laura, all right, whatever. You had much success. I'm sorry. I measure success. Here's how I would measure success if I was in her shoes. Okay. I would measure success by I finally can, support my family all on my own without any assistance from the government. That would be my measure of success. I could finally afford to do things on my own without having to come on YouTube and, ask people for money, basically. Like, that would be like, if you could pay for your own Christmas this year without putting a Christmas list out for your kids, then I would measure that as you're finally successful. But what you're doing is not how success is measured in my book. Maybe in yours, but in mine, no. So anyway, back to the reason for this post. I am not petty or a jealous type of person. Laura, come on, dude. Yes, you are. And yes, you are. You're both of those things. But okay. Bashing someone else's business is both petty and makes someone look so jealous and insecure. All right, Laura, let's go back to when you first started your business, where people would say, "Oh, I like Yankee candles." And you would say, "Oh, those are toxic. Those are toxic. They have toxic thing." And then I proved that wrong, by getting the MSDS sheets. Okay. So don't say that you don't bash other people's business, because you do. You absolutely do. You bash everybody's everything. Give me a fucking thing. Hold on. Sorry. All right. This is funny. To this day, I have, if this was the case though, why even write this post? You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the case, if you're not petty and insecure, why are you even writing, or jealous? Why are you even writing this post then? Who cares? To this day, I have never once bashed Alicia's candles. Yes, she has. Yes, she has. Alicia, is Alicia in here? I saw her. She has said several negative things about Alicia's candles. We all heard it. So that's a lie right there. About the warning labels. I heard her say quite a few things about Alicia's, but hey, if you want to tell yourself that that never happened, sure. Never had, here, this is what's so funny. Okay. To this day, I have never once bashed Alicia's candles. Never have I made a video or did a live based on her business. Nobody did a live based on your business, Laura. I was live already and it came up because I was talking about something and somebody in the chat brought it up, I think. I don't remember exactly, but I didn't go live solely to talk about your business. That's not what happened. But again, your narcissism. I know she has made tons about my business, bashing it, bashing me, dissecting my business and website like what was done today. I actually gave you some props. So if you would have actually listened, I mean, I criticized it. I wouldn't call it bashing. I criticized it. That's different, Laura, because design is my area of expertise. Okay. It's what I did in my life. So I do have a leg to stand on when it comes to design. And I critiqued your website. I didn't bash it though. I critiqued it. Bashing it would have been like, this fucking just sucks balls. It's and not any type of constructive criticism, which I gave you. I gave you some constructive criticism on your website. Like take the fucking dog getting massaged off, and all the unnecessary flash graphics that you don't need because they're just stupid and take up time and space that's unnecessary, and just simplify shit. That's all. That's a critique. That's not bashing. Okay? Having a dog being massaged on a candle website is weird, in my opinion. And again, it's just my opinion. You don't have to listen to it. I didn't dissect anything though. Sorry, but that crap is for insecure people. Just like this post. This post is for insecure people. Pretty much what I heard was done today with her buddy, MM. Everybody's somebody's buddy. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me. Kid sister. Everybody's somebody's buddy. Your buddy. Your buddy. Wait, what? I'm so pretty much what I heard was done. Wait, I'm confused by that sentence. Pretty much what I heard was done today with her buddy MM. Huh? I'm confused by that. The fact that MM even went through my old website truly makes me smile. Okay. If she didn't feel insecure by me or some type of jealousy, see, here comes the narcissism. Everybody's jealous of her. If you criticize her, that must mean that you're jealous, because that's the only time, right? You never just criticize people. It's always out of jealousy, right? Anytime you have any type of critique of something, it's always out of jealousy, right? Okay, Laura. I just want to know. I just want one thing that I'm jealous of. Just give me one thing that I'm jealous of, and then I'll be fine. One thing. So, okay. I'm jealous. Sure, girl. Anyway, if she didn't feel insecure by me or some type of jealousy, she would never bother to do such a childish act. There are many people I do not like, and I've never once discussed their personal business. You mean people like Marissa, people like Bullhorn Betty, people like all the people that you fucking get into? How about the girl, what's her name? Granny's Watching, who you discussed her criminal record and all that other shit. That was none of your business. How about that? You don't do that though, right? Okay. You never do. Okay. I don't care who owns what business. Now, okay. You don't care. I don't care who owns what business, what cars they drive, what their husbands do. Really, Laura? Because that's a funny statement. You certainly cared what Jules's husband did. Sorry, that just isn't me, because again, it plays zero bearing in my life. However, on the contrary, oh my God, all of these things have been discussed about me and my life over and over and over and over again. Laura, you're on a public platform, dude. When are you going to get that in your head? You put this shit out on a public platform. People are going to discuss it. That doesn't mean they're jealous, insecure, or obsessed with you. It just means that they're fucking talking about you. I guess if you have to make some type of explanation for yourself, sure. I would never do dumb crap like that, past, present, or future. Here we go with the fucking always and never statements from the narcissistic person. Never. She would never do everything's. I would never do that. I would never do that. But she has done it, all of it. And we've all seen it. Never. I'd never do that. Never. Okay. My goals are my own and my business is my own. Okay. Nobody said they were anybody else's, dude. Going after someone else's business, sure AF isn't helping my own. If I opened a restaurant, how tacky would it be if I bashed other restaurants? This is no different. It is different, Laura, because I'm not doing what you're doing. So I'm not pouring wax into store-bought containers and slapping labels on them. That's all you're doing. Like, what are you doing that's actually different than any other candle I could go and buy in the store? It's not even handcrafted. I wouldn't even call that a handcrafted item. Hand poured maybe, but anyway. My business is not some fly by night or some jealous competition. It is a real life business that supports my family and I think wait, what? Oh, you need a comma there, dude, because this ain't reading right. It is a real business that supports my family and I thank 1,223 customers for making that happen. Although I am currently in year 2, I am not counting year 2 until the new site is done. What? That doesn't even make sense. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but okay. I don't understand what she's trying to say there. So that's all I wanted to say. Meanwhile, there's another paragraph. Again, I really hope anyone who starts any business, nothing but success. In today's times of gas prices insane and food prices, Laura, you don't even pay for food. We could all use some extra money. I worked my ass off for my kids, and thankfully, I've been able to be home for them since 2013, still pay all my bills, all my rent, cars, iPhones, computers, TVs, etc. since 2013 because my kids needed me home and I made it happen. What does this have to do with anything? Lord, do you want a big pat on the back that you do what fucking thousands upon thousands of other people do in this world? Like, you're the only person who supports a family. Again, with the single mother shit. Like, that's another way of her basically telling us that she's a single mother. We all have to be proud of her for it. So fucking annoying. Get over yourself already. Yeah, your subs pay your bills. You're not paying your bills, Laura. Let's be realistic. Your subscribers pay your bills. Somehow we have not even struggled that much. Yeah, a few things here and there. You haven't struggled, but again, you're on government assistance. That would qualify as struggling in my book. If I needed that, I would definitely say I was struggling. I struggled my whole fucking life, dude. Pretty much. My adult life, I struggled just for myself. Forget having to have kids. That's why I didn't have any kids until I made sure I was in a, situation where a child would be taken care of. Anyway. But this was just all bestowed upon her by happenstance. She didn't make any bad life choices or anything. So we should all feel bad and give her money. Anyway. Somehow we have not struggled that much. Yeah, a few things here and there and a few times here and there. Yeah. And yeah, I live week to week, but who cares? Nobody was saying anything about you living week to week. You just put this all in there by yourself. This whole fucking thing didn't even have to exist, Laura. It didn't. I don't even understand the purpose of this. I am extremely proud of myself Oh, I'm sorry. She writes, so does 3/4 of America. You're right, dude. Probably more than that. I'm extremely proud of myself. The rich people are like 5% of the population, dude. So it's way more than 3/4. But anyway, um, I am extremely proud of myself in everything I've been able to accomplish since 2013, even though I gave up so much to be home with them, and I will continue to grow my empire. Oh, here we go with the empire again. That dude, oh my god. After we read this, we're gonna look at the narcissist fucking thing on my community page because I want you guys to understand all of this fits in there. Grow my empire without a care in the world to the insecure jellies of the world. If you didn't care, Laura, do you know how often famous people and rich people are ripped apart by the public and they don't even fucking address them? They don't even address them. So if you're so much above everybody, why are you even addressing it? The jellies. Laura, I am not jealous of you, dude. Let's just get that straight, man. I mean, I could say that with the utmost confidence. That I am not, there's nothing you have that I have to be jealous of, Laura. I have an amazing life, except for like my mom passed away, which you threw in my face one time. Remember, she said that, oh, at least I still have my mom or some shit like that to me. But other than that, Laura, I have everything I could possibly want in my life. There's nothing that you have that I don't have. But she thinks everybody's jealous of her. It's not just me. But like, dude, I'm not jealous of anything that you have or you do or anything like that. And I don't understand why me criticizing you makes you think that I'm jealous of you. It's like so stupid. So when you criticize Marissa, which you do often, right? Does that mean you're jealous of her? When you were criticizing her for having a fucking fake stroke, does that mean you're jealous of her? No. It just means that you're talking about some shit that you fucking saw her do that was outrageous to you. Same shit here, Laura. The same fucking thing applies here. It's not jealousy. You need to fucking get that through your head. I don't even need to put you down, but I think you know my situation and your situation in life. And if I had to pick one of the two, I would pick mine every day. Every fucking day. Yeah, she must be jealous of you, Alicia, because she criticized your hair. You know, you have fake hair. So she must be jealous. By her own definition of what jealousy is and why people are jealous, she's jealous of you. Yeah, you're 100%. She's jealous of Marissa. She's jealous of Bullhorn Betty. She's jealous of Cam and Allie because she fucking, for some reason, obsessively critiques these people. So, yeah, I mean, by her own definition, she's jealous of a lot of people. Makes no sense, Laura. Anyway, she says she will grow her empire without a care in the world to the insecure jellies of the world. This is a 51-year-old woman writing this. I got to just remind everybody. They can continue to bash me and my business because I will be smiling down at them all the way to the top. Again, this is Laura's narcissism because I'm not saying you shouldn't shoot for the stars because you absolutely should, right? You know, if you're doing something, you should shoot for the stars with the understanding that you have to start out at the bottom and work your way up, to the top. But like to think that you're going to reach the top, right? Is kind of delusional in what you're doing, Laura. I mean, you're making candles, dude. Again, let's remind you that you're just pouring wax into glass containers that you purchased off, some website. That's how are you going to get to the top in that? You know the competition out there? I mean, that's just kind of delusional to think that because I don't think I'm going to get to the top of anything that I'm doing. I'm purely doing this for, extra income. That's all. And because I enjoy it, to be quite honest with you, because I just enjoy the craft of making something. And instead of having a million fucking things around my house, I was like, hey, I can make a business out of this, maybe, that's all. But I'm not going to be the top concrete pot maker in fucking all of America. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's ridiculous to think that. There's a million other people out there doing the same thing. And there's a million other people doing the same thing that she's doing. And she's not doing anything that's making her business grow to the point where she could even think that at this point. But all right, man, you say so. It's like, okay. So no need to keep telling me about the things she said or did. I truly do not care. I have to worry about me and my own. So you know what, Laura? Tell your friend Capone, because we know that's who's always watching me. Tell him to stop telling you these things. You already threw him under the bus once. Why not again? Anyway, love you guys. Life is no brief candle to me. What? I don't even understand that. It is a sort of splendid torch, which I have got a hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. George Bernard Shaw. Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? I don't even understand this. She like felt so like this. It was like the most epic post she ever wrote in her brain. Oh my God. I'm glad I didn't read that the other day, because what a waste of my fucking time that I'll never get back. Like, I'll never get this back. Oh my God. All right. So now what I did was, when I just read up to the part where she talked about imitation being the sincerest form of flattery. Oh, Laura. Everything's always turned into like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't turn negative into positive, because you should, we should try to. But like, everything's always turned into like some worshipy, like people worship her bullshit. It's fucking weird, man. It's just fucking weird. Because it's not that, dude. You're thinking way too fucking deep into this shit. Like, just way too deep into it. It's not that deep for me, Laura. It's not that deep. Like, she thinks I'm sitting here, like in this fucking, I'm going to destroy Laura, like, and I want to be just like her, and I'm so jealous of her. Like, she really thinks that that's what goes through people's head. It can't be that I just want to enjoy doing something and want to make some extra money for my family, right? It can't be that. It has to be that I'm imitating her and I'm jealous of her. And it's just so fucking weird, dude. It's just fucking weird. All right, let's go to my community post, because it really does relate, dude. It does. If my fucking internet wants to ever start working, we'll get there. All right. Here's my community post. I'm not going to read the whole community post. You guys can read it. What I want to focus on here is this. Okay? Because this is... Okay. My fucking thing doesn't want to load up. Well, first off, we got this, which is exactly what went through my head when I just started reading that. I was like, oh my God, dude. Like, you really think everything's about you, huh? Everything that everybody does is because of you? All right. My fucking thing's not letting me read this for some reason. How come on my phone I'm able to see it? I'll have to look on my phone. But it basically says narcissists think that everything is about them. Okay. And she does. She really thinks that everything I do, everything everybody else does, is about her all the time, when it's just not, dude. This is about me, Laura. It's me and something I want to do and enjoy doing. But it has nothing to do with you. As much as you want to make it seem that way, that's not what it is. Hold on. Okay. So it says, everything is about them, what they want, how great they are, how jealous others are of them. A narcissist is at the center of their own world and tries to be the center of yours too. Okay? And then I have this next little thing here that it goes over and we see all this, okay? So the first one's cut off, and for some reason on the laptop, it won't let me open it. But it says, this is all the criteria to be diagnosed with a personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder. It says, overblown sense of self-importance, okay? And I wrote underneath it, thinks people talking about her means they're obsessed with her, okay? And again, it's like in her brain, she's so important to people. She says it all the time too. She's like, oh, people are talking about me. I must be that important to them. I must be important. And it's like, dude, you're not important. People are just talking about you because, again, you have a public YouTube channel where, you put things out in the public. That's not important, dude. That doesn't mean you're important to people. It just means that people who have known you for years watch you and are like still blown away by your fucking ridiculousness. That's all that means. I mean, just unbelievable. Like, but she does think she's important in everybody's lives. Okay, so here's the next one. Fantasies of unlimited success, brilliance, and more. That's her. I mean, if that doesn't fucking explain her, I don't know what does. I mean, she's always talking about this empire that she's building. She's going to be at the top and she doesn't punch down and everybody's beneath her. And she's so much smarter than everybody. She knows as much as an attorney knows. She knows everything. She's fucking been there, done that, and wrote the book about it. It's like unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. Belief that they're special and should only associate with high status people. That's another thing that she constantly repeats about how everybody that joins her Patreon is, successful, they're intelligent, they're educated, highly educated people, lawyers, attorneys, doctors. Well, lawyer and attorney is the same thing, but, she always says that. She like truly believes that these people see her on the same level that they are. I mean, who even knows if that's true? I know that there might be one or two people like that in there. I don't know about all of them, but she truly believes that those people, those high status in her eyes people are surrounding her for a reason, like she should only, like those are her people. That's where she belongs, with other successful, intelligent, highly educated people. That's what she thinks. She's not, she says it all the time. She doesn't punch down again, she's below, people are below her, and all that shit. Not situations are beneath her, actual people are beneath her. Anyway, but sense of entitlement. I mean, I'm sorry, I skipped one. Need for excessive admiration. I don't know if she really fits that one so much, but I guess in a sense she kind of does. She kind of needs people to tell her how great she is all the time. Anyway, sense of entitlement. I mean, that one's just self-explanatory. That's every aspect of her life. When her ex passes away, give me a month. Don't talk about me for a month. But she doesn't give that same respect to other people whose kids she's putting on her candles to sell, But she has this sense of entitlement because it's hers. I'm a single mother. So she's entitled to things because she's a single mother. She should be able to put out wish lists, but nobody else can. She can because she's a single mother. That's a sense of entitlement. Just the fact that she puts things on YouTube and thinks that nobody should discuss them is a sense of entitlement. Telling people it's none of their business when she makes it everybody's business. That's a sense of entitlement. Exploitation of others for their own benefit. Hello. I mean, hello. That's just her whole fucking thing. Her whole thing. Putting kids on candles, everything. Everything she does is that. Lack of empathy. Again, self-explanatory. She got fired. I mean, she actually lost her employment over a lack of empathy. That's pretty bad. I mean, I remember being friends with her and she told me that. And I was like, dude, I told her, I wouldn't say that publicly, Laura, because people already fucking think you're a narcissist. Like, that's like one of the hallmarks. You know what I'm saying? Like, the biggest ones is a lack of empathy. You lost your fucking job over that, dude? That's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I mean, they told you, they gave you that reason for why you lost your job. Like, that would seriously, if somebody told me that would like rip me to the core, dude. It really would. If my employer fired me for that, it would fucking rip me to the fucking core. Because I know I have empathy for other people. And I would be really fucking hurt by that and upset. She laughed about it. She laughed about it. She thought it was funny. And like for me, I would be like, wow, what kind of piece of shit am I that I'm coming across to people that I have no empathy? I gotta fucking change myself, dude. You know, like I gotta change that stat. I lost my job, dude. You know, like that's scary. That would be probably one of the most hurtful things that somebody can say to me is that I have no fucking empathy. That would really fucking gut me, hurt me to hear something like that about myself. You know, it would. I've never heard that in my life, though. I've never heard somebody tell me I don't have empathy ever in my entire life. Anyway, and we've seen it here anyway. Envy of others or belief that others are envious of them. That's a huge one for her. I mean, she just, how many times in that little fucking post did she suggest that people are jealous of her? I'm jealous of her. Like, for what, dude? For what? Just give me one thing that I'm jealous of. What? Laura, here's the difference. How can I be jealous of somebody? I don't have to work. Like, I don't have to make money. I want to make money, but I don't have to. You know, I'm taken care of. Why would I fucking be jealous of somebody's business when I don't have to even have a business? I don't even have to work. Why would I be jealous of you? I mean, if I want to go back to work, I can, you know, but I'd rather be home and be able to take care of my kid and make money. But like, I don't have to. That's the difference between us. I don't have to do this. I'm doing it because I want to do it, not because I have to. So how does that equate in your brain that I'm jealous? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. I'm really sitting here trying to think of what I would be jealous of, and I just can't. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing there that I would be jealous of. Anyway, all right. So what's the next thing? Arrogant and haughty behavior. And I would say, yes. Yes. That's everything, you know. That's everything. That whole thing is arrogant and haughty. You know, she did so great, she's so successful, she's going to be at the top. It all goes hand in hand. It all goes hand in hand. And then she's the one turning around and calling every fucking person who disagrees with her a narcissist. Every single person is a narcissist. I'm a narcissist. John's a narcissist. Fucking Tiffany was a narcissist at one time. Marissa's a narcissist, which she is. That's probably the only case where she's 100% right. Who else? Chris McDonough is a narcissist. Everybody, Diane's a narcissist. Wags is a narcissist. Everybody, every fucking person that disagrees with her. Oh, Natasha Cooper is a narcissist too. Don't forget, she's another narcissist. Betty Bullhorn's a narcissist, which she might be. I don't know. She might be a fucking psychopath, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, everybody is a narcissist. Every single person that disagrees with her. Her ex is a narcissist. Both exes are narcissists. I mean, just everybody. Everybody's a fucking narcissist in her world. Every single person. I don't think Wags is narcissistic at all. I don't. I mean, do people have narcissistic qualities? Yeah, everybody does. Every human being has some narcissistic qualities. It's part of having a healthy self-esteem. But are they actually narcissists? No. Is she? According to this list, she can be. You know? I mean, it's pretty close. Pretty close. Oh, Granny's a narcissist too. Yep. Granny's a narcissist. Everybody, every fucking person is a narcissist that she doesn't get along with. I mean, I'll agree that there are a lot of narcissistic people here on YouTube. I mean, just across the board, everywhere on YouTube. But like, is every one of them a narcissist? No. They might just be narcissistic, but not necessarily a narcissist. Here a little narc, there a little narc, everywhere narc, narc. Oh, Narc Donald had a farm. But like this whole list, it just really embodies her whole entire, that whole thing. Reading that now, I feel even more confident that I put that up. I didn't even need to read the whole thing because I knew exactly what it was going to say before I even fucking read it, because it's the same shit every time. Every time she talks about me, it's always the same things. I'm jealous. I'm obsessed. It's always the same shit all the time about me. That's not true. That's just stupid. And it's like, all right, dude. But to answer you, Laura, no, I get over yourself. I'm not starting a candle company. No, I'm not gonna become your biggest candle competitor. Okay, so you don't have to worry, dude, because I'm doing a lot of different shit. I'm jealous of her Napoleon Dynamite boots. I went shopping and had to toss 385 in the trash from no power. Ooh, that sucks. That sucks. How come my chat's not moving? I just can't believe that everything always is like about her. And again, I think she was misinformed. I mean, maybe. I don't know if she was watching, or maybe if she just got misinformed and somebody went in her chat and they're like, Mega Mobster's talking about candles. She's starting a candle business. But like that's not really what I'm doing so much. And even if I did, it would be nothing like hers. Nothing. Absolutely nothing like hers. Because I would honestly feel bad charging, I don't know. I mean, what are you really doing? You're pouring wax into a cup and waiting for it to harden. It's not that hard, dude. And then making a label for it. I'm not saying she doesn't work. It is work. Anything you do like that is work. But you have to ship it out. That's work. It's work. I'm not saying she's not working, but like, come on, dude. Come on. She was watching. She went live while you were live. Well, yeah, she probably was. Or somebody in her Patreon was, and they told her, oh, Mega Monster's doing this, and Mega Monster's doing that. She's always wrong, dude. She's always fucking wrong. And I don't know what the hell she was talking about, because I heard a little clip the other day on, I think it was on Hartley's channel. I think it was Hartley's, where she's talking about this whole thing with this stupid video that she showed. And she's like, somebody said something to her and she's like, oh, I'll get her up on panel because she lied. And this is what bothers me. Nobody in her chat calls her out on this shit. I was told that when she first showed the video, I didn't watch out live, so I don't really know the whole thing, because I knew if I watch it, I'm going to get fucking pissed off and I'm going to say some shit I'm really going to regret. So I didn't watch it. But I was told that her first thing was that it showed up in her recommended. But then a couple of days later, she spoke about it again and she said, oh, no, it wasn't that it showed up in her recommended. A buddy of mine, it's always a buddy a buddy of mine sent it to her. And I'm like, really? Because I honestly didn't tell many people about that channel, because again, it wasn't like a fucking it wasn't of any importance to anything in this community. I think she knew about it. I don't even think Tiffany knew about it, because I think I might have started it after I was friends with her. And I didn't tell anybody else really about it except maybe Purple Rain, which I know she didn't say anything. So there was people from here and from the drama community that I saw that found that channel and put it together that it was me, but nobody I was friends with even knew about it really until recently. But she's like, oh, she wants me to be paranoid that one of my friends is giving her dirt. There's nobody, dude. There's nobody that I've spoken to or told about the channel that would tell you anything. There's one person, and if it's the same person that I'm thinking of, they might have found it on their own or heard from somebody else. But I never had a discussion about it with that person. But why don't people catch on to these little lies? Doesn't that make you question, why are you lying about how you got the video even? Why are you even lying about it? I don't get it. Yeah, right. She fucking she knew it was doxing me, and she puts it in the comment section. She puts it in her fucking chat, because that's her bitch ass little way of getting back at me. Because she's not intelligent enough to just either ignore me or fucking come back with some shit that actually means something. That's like the pussy way out. Just doxing somebody because I don't know what else to do. Talk about somebody who's threatened by somebody else. Why would you have to dox me? Just because I criticize you, dude? Really? You need to dox me? Okay. Okay. Hey, Carlos. It's ridiculous. She tells her subs to sub to it. I caught her tripped up in this thing the other day, right? This clip that Hartley played where she's like, well, I didn't know about it. Well, like she was fumbling all over herself. And I just want her people like this person. Here, let me show you this person who comes into my comments from her thing. I never had an issue with this person. And I still don't have an issue with them. But I just want to understand. Their thinking, right? And they just can't look how they dodge questions. I don't get it. I'm like, so why did you come into my comment section if you can't just answer a simple question and have a conversation like a real grown adult? All right, here. How do you show this? I don't ever do this shit, as you guys can tell on my laptop. All right, here, I'll show you guys this. Let's take a look at this real quick. Here it is. All right, so this is Tremley left a comment on my community post, I guess, right? And she says, that's why, let me just make sure this is the right one before I go there. Hold on. Yeah, okay. All right. So she says, that's why she thinks nothing exists beyond her own character. She's not capable of describing anyone. Did I just see a car driving backwards down my block? That was weird. Sorry. I was like, what the hell? She's not capable of describing anyone outside of what she knows. Whatever you think Laura's doing behind closed doors, it's 1,000 times worse. Also, why she posts those quotes, not realizing they were made for her and believes genuine insults are flattery. Tiffany won't even post her candle link, right? So I wrote, it's unreal. I even credited the person who inspired me yesterday, but no matter what, she's going to think it's about her. Unbelievable. Girl, she's living in her own world of pure delusions. Tremley writes back to me, I would love to talk to her 20 supporters, minus the Capones, the handful of people who don't see it yet, so I can understand why they think that's what integrity looks like. It's much bigger and better than that. Excuse me. She's so much worse than she used to be. Okay. So now one of her people comes in the comment section. CK writes, she truly is worse. So then one of her people comes into the comment section, Tinker, who's like relatively quiet for the most part, right? And of all the shit that was said between my post and then Tremley's comment and my comments back to her, this is what they focused on. She has more than 20 supporters. What? We like who we like. Get over it, Tremley. So she's like, she has more than 20 supporters. That's the most important thing that was written in this whole fucking thing, right? Was that she has more than 20 supporters. So I wrote, one of the 20 is here. And of course, their focus is on the most insignificant part of what you said. They can never answer actual questions. Then again, they aren't sharp enough to catch her in her lies. So now Tinker writes back to me. It is people like you. I don't even understand this. Like, this is the kind of answers you always get from the people that follow her. It like, why can't you just be honest? Because to be honest with you guys, I don't think they even know the answer. But she says it is people like you that think they know others based on a few things you see or hear. You place people together in a way that makes sense to you. Think about it. I don't even know what that means. Are you always this negative? Is that a question? I don't even know. LOL. After writing this, right? That makes no sense. You piece people together in a way that makes sense to you. Think about it. Is that a sentence or a question? Are you always this negative? And then no question mark. Is that a question? I don't know. LOL. Not the sharpest. That's funny. Look at the irony in this. Not the sharpest. That's funny, especially that we've never spoken for you to judge. I find it interesting that you listen to Laura just so you could criticize her. Hopefully in time you'll move on. So I'm like, all right, I don't understand. Why do I need to have a conversation with you to judge what you did in this comment section? I wasn't trying to act. All I said is one of the 20 is here. And of course, their focus is on the most insignificant part of what you said. They can never answer actual questions because I'm saying that based on my own experience. I've had this conversation with her different supporters of hers over the course of the last like year, and it's always the same. It always plays out in the same way. I said, then they aren't sharp enough to catch her in her lies. Well, because I don't see anybody ever calling her out, any of her supporters ever calling out her lie. Why do we need to have a conversation for me to say that? It's just an observation that I made on the internet. I'm not like guessing your fucking age or what you like to eat for breakfast or some shit, that would require us to know one another. I'm commenting on the behavior I witnessed on here. So the next course of action here, I said, so you're still not going to answer Tremley's question. Now you're going to focus on me piecing together the few things I see in here. I don't even know what you're referring to. I didn't say anything that would indicate I thought I knew you. I made an observation that you focused on the most insignificant part of Tremley's comment, which is that she said Laura only had 20 supporters. How is that thinking I know you? I don't need to speak to you to see that you did that here in this comment section. Pretty ironic though, because you go on to say I'm not the sharpest, and then you judge me even though we've never had a conversation. I find it interesting that you listen to Laura and don't see what a lying piece of trash she is. I find it interesting that you'd support someone who constantly changes their stories to fit whatever narrative they're trying to spin. So look, we have something in common. We both find things interesting about one another. Hopefully you wake the fuck up one day. So she writes, out of all that, she writes back, whatever you say, not worth my time reading. Carry on being you. Like, and this, dude, I've had this same conversation with so many of her people. I swear to God, it's like the same conversation with different people. It's so weird. So I wrote, thought that would be your response. You people never surprise me. I will carry on being myself. Isn't that what all of us should do? Thank you once again for showing me the brain capacity of Laura's followers. Okay. So she's like, Tremley writes back, I just saw this and she's just like Laura. It's not worth her time, but she's here watching, reading, and writing all of it. You don't have to piece anything together. Laura shows who she is all at once. And just she writes back to Tinker, everyone is a liar but Laura. You're part of the smallest amount of people that believe that's true. I wrote, laughing my ass off. I know there's no question she's still reading. Hi, Tinker. So then she comes back and she puts a laughing face and praying hands, which I'm like, then she puts another laughing face. And then she writes, again with your thoughts. You clearly don't get it. Again with my thoughts? Like, what? Isn't that what, don't we all have thoughts? Like, isn't that what we all do is we think? I don't know. It's so weird. This is just so weird. So I wrote back to her, and if I don't get it, help me understand instead of playing this childish game. But she's not gonna. But she was like, it's not, I thought it wasn't worth her time, right? I thought it was, oh no, I'm sorry. I said, are you feeling okay? I thought it wasn't worth your time reading. And then she said, Tremley writes, Laura's turned off every sub in every community she's inserted herself in. Whatever Tinker's got, I don't want it. LOL. And I'm like, I'm so confused because it's the same conversation, dude. I've had this conversation with like 30 different people, and it's always the same conversation. It always goes the same way at the end. Like that they're just like, whatever, stop talking to me. It always ends the same way. It's so weird. How does that happen? It is when she posted a pic of the neighbor to my kid thinking it was my house. When was that, Pugs? Oh, jeez. So confusing. Why did she have to dox me not once but twice, or maybe even more than that? I don't know. Why? Because Pugs, when she feels helpless and like, she's losing, like when she can't control a situation, right? Again, might go to her disorder, her possible disorder that she has. When they feel like they're losing control of situations, that's what they do. It's like, let me threaten, intimidate, to get myself out of the situation. When somebody's holding her fucking feet, whatever the fuck that, holding her back against the wall or holding her feet to the fire, that's the best way to get out of it, is to just, it's a quick out to, scare somebody into backing away from her, that's why. Because that's the easiest thing to do. It takes the least amount of thinking or intelligence to go grab somebody's information and scare them with it. It's like somebody having, you're trying to talk to somebody and they punch you in the face because they don't know how to have a conversation. So they just resolve things with violence. It's the same thought. Last time I talked to MGL, well, Pugs, in all honesty, you can't, trust everything that comes out of her mouth either. They're both kind of liars. It's one thing they can control. Exactly, Floor. So one thing they can control, it's horrible and sad, really. She just uses people for money like fat ass monster face Molly, fakes being sick all the time to get attention. It's like they're drastic in their things. You see how she flips out all the time instead of like really. When I was friends with her, I would always try to like get her to calm down and think rationally first, before you react to something. But it doesn't always work for people like that. That's the easy out for them to just not have to own their shit. Just like last night, I turned on the Glare, and I don't think I don't have an opinion about, what's his name? Chris McDonough. Is that his name? The guy that, it's really ironic though. Well, not ironic, but it's weird because yesterday, well, I guess it is kind of ironic because I was scrolling through, the posts, I was like scrolling through my feed on YouTube and I saw that he was live, I don't even know if I'm subscribed to him, Chris McDonough. And I saw that he was live about, the Summer Wells case again. And I'm like, dude, this guy is milking the shit out of this. Like, there's just like, I understand some of the other people in this community doing it, but like him with such a big platform, and his knowledge and his background, like there's so many other cases out there that this guy could be covering. I don't understand why he keeps doing these stupid lies about, this situation, like dissecting every fucking bit of it, I don't get it. I'm like, dude, move on. Like especially after the TBI had a press conference. Talk to Whiskey. Oh, I've talked to Whiskey, Teresa. He's been in here. We know each other. What do you call it? But the TBI basically said that like all this shit online is really hindering the case. Because what they're doing is all these people are calling up the TBI and the police station, and they have to, by law, follow all these fucking leads. And there's a lot of bullshit, information being put out there, like the stupid fucking call that was put out there the other day. I mean, I wouldn't even acknowledge it. It was so ridiculous. The call, these people are ridiculous. Who knows? I don't know the people that called, made the call, but like, your first clue should have been that a 23-year-old guy said that, somebody's a social worker. Because I don't even think it's possible to become a social worker by 23. Because you would have to go to college and then finish your master's degree. And then I think you have to do like I don't know what they call it. Because I'm not, I don't really know anybody in that field per se. But like, it takes a little more time to become a social worker. I don't know if it's like an apprentice program. I don't know what you want to call it, that they have to do, where they kind of have to, like people do before they become doctors. They do that. I can't think of the fucking name of it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of schooling to become a social worker. So I'm like, that should have been your first clue right there. If the guy's 23, I mean, unless he's dating a much older woman, I highly doubt that somebody a 23-year-old guy is dating is a social worker. And then not even that. somebody who works at CPS would be willing to risk their job by giving this, very intimate information out. And then just the whole thing is bullshit. It sounded like bullshit. Total bullshit. Not an internship. That's not what it's called. I can't think of the fucking name. The doctors have to do it. I cannot think of the name. A residency. That's it. Sort of like a residency. I don't know if that's what they call it for social work, but they have to do like a residency type thing where they have to kind of just go through, basically it's on the job training, you know what I'm saying, for a few years before they could actually become licensed and then see patients on their own. So I looked into it one time, like years ago, but so it takes a lot, to become a social worker. Nowadays, I don't know if it's the same clinicals, maybe that's the name. I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but I know for here, that's how it is. To become a licensed clinical social worker, you would have to go through, you have to get your 4-year degree, then get your master's degree, and then do whatever they call it, clinicals, residency, whatever they call it, where you're kind of on the job for a few years until you could actually become licensed and start seeing people. So I don't know if somebody that young would be working at CPS, but regardless, doesn't matter. That guy, Chris McDonough, I started thinking about it last night and I'm like, yo, he pretty much is the one who like set off. And there's a lot of people very defensive about this guy, but he's kind of the one who set off this whole thing. If you really think about it, by going over there and interviewing them, the Wells should have honestly taken a page from the Laundrie's book and just kept their fucking mouth shut. And they shouldn't have talked to anybody. They shouldn't have done any interviews, with people unless there was a lawyer present with them. But doing an interview with this guy really is what set off this whole shitstorm, into their lives, because we wouldn't have known what the inside of their house looked like and all this shit if that guy didn't go there. So that just set everybody off. And I'm like, this guy is kind of milking this shit. So the Glare went up on his panel last night to ask him, like, what makes you feel like you're exempt from all the other people, right, that the TBI were talking about on social media who are, interfering basically with this case and putting out, especially him. I would think, they're talking to people like him. He has the most, credibility, he has the most credentials out of all these other people, where when he says something, people are going to be like, well, this guy was a detective. He's going to know his shit. He knows what he's talking about, so when he makes a claim on his channel, he's got to be really careful with what he's saying. Because there's a lot of people out there that are like, well, this guy was a cop. It must mean he's a good guy. But that's not always the case, But he does have to be extremely careful with what he's saying about this case, because it's like a chain reaction. It's kind of like a snowball that's rolling downhill. When he says something, the rumor mill just kind of starts to snowball. Look what happened after he posted those interviews. This whole community basically started because of those interviews, and it just tailspinned out of control after that. So I don't know where I was going with that whole thing, but I hope one day Monster Face Molly gets dragged one of her meet and greets. She needs a reality check right in the face. Cookie's mom, I hope a bunch of them do, honestly. They all need it. There's a bunch of people here that just need the fucking reality checks. Got a lot of fucking crazy ass people on here. Just totally out of their fucking mind crazy. And this whole Summer Wells thing is just, I don't even like saying her name because I just feel so bad, because I feel like her name has like lost meaning. It's just so blown out of proportion at this point in time that it's sick. It's disgusting what these people do. And it's a lot of them. There's so many of them that just keep putting her name in the titles, and they're not even discussing her case, nothing. And her name's in the title. And it's like, dude, like when her brothers, right? Her siblings and cousins and whoever else, in her family, kids that, when they get older one day, they don't want to have to come back and look at this shit about her, put her name into the internet. I mean, it just sucks. It really does. And here's what really pisses me off. I've been following Plunder since the Chris Watts case. I would like to think I was probably one of her first 100, maybe 500 subscribers. Okay. I mean, I was following that case very closely. As soon as her channel dropped, I was there. I subscribed because she was basically taking all the videos off of Shanann's Facebook page and reposting them on YouTube. And it was like, in my opinion, I understand that it probably was hurtful towards the family, but in my opinion, I felt like it was, I've said this before on here, that it was in a sense better because then her family didn't have to go and look on her Facebook page and see all these assholes who were commenting on her Facebook videos, because her page was basically wide open, Shanann Watts. And so anybody was able to comment on her Facebook page at the time. And it was really sad because there was people saying horrible shit, and I'm like, that sucks. So at least copying them over to YouTube kind of got those people to YouTube to start having discussions about it instead of right in her family's face, Some people thought it was wrong, and I guess it just depends on how you look at it. But since that time, I mean, she's definitely continued to make true crime videos, and she puts a lot of work into her videos, whether you like her or not. I mean, you can't deny that this woman works her ass off on her videos. I mean, she does like full narration of her videos, and she edits them. She doesn't go live. She doesn't collect super chats. She doesn't do any of that. She lost her monetization back in April. And I'm like, see, that YouTube's got to wake the fuck up. Why is somebody like that losing their monetization? Somebody who actually puts work into their channel, does research. I mean, she pays for all this footage that she gets, like she was the first one to have some of the videos from the Watts case and, the interviews and everything like that. She pays for that shit, and then she puts time in editing it, uploading it, downloading it. I mean, that's work to me. That's fucking work to me. Hitting a live button isn't really work. I mean, unless you have like lives like, Gray Hughes has, or Duty Ron has, where, there's research actually put into them. And they don't have the editing skills, maybe. Well, Gray Hughes does, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't necessarily have the editing skills, but they're putting together a show, a live show. They have other people coming on panel and shit like that. So, I mean, hold on, sorry. So I don't know. I just feel like, why does she lose her monetization? And then you have all these other channels, these fucking tragedy pimp channels, what I like to call them, that are just using this shit, and they're not even doing anything positive for the case. They're not doing anything. Why do they get to keep their monetization? I believe Plunder has actual experience in journalism. She's beautiful too, by the way. I never saw her. No, she doesn't get involved in drama. That's what I'm saying. Like, somebody who has an actual fucking real channel, okay, who actually does something, edits videos, does research, puts all this work into her channel. She loses her fucking monetization. That's bullshit, man. Total bullshit. Digital forensics. That would be interesting, Crime Canary. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have all these other idiots out there who are doing the same, they're reusing content. They'll sit there and stream something for hours, on end, and not even make any commentary on it. I mean, she fully narrates pretty much all of her videos. And it's like they struck her for reused content. I just think it's bullshit because she really does work her ass off on her channel. I mean, every video is an upload. It's edited. She doesn't do lives. I mean, it's like, that's a lot of fucking work. Just the editing is a lot of work. Never mind having to piece every single thing together and all the other research and shit that she has to do. And then a lot of the time she puts words on, the screen, which also takes an ridiculous amount of time and effort. You know, anytime you see anything that's written on the screen, that's a lot of effort. It's a lot of time to type everything out and have it on screen. You know, the timing of it and everything when you're editing. So, I mean, it's just crazy to me. There's definitely no shortage of idiots. No, there isn't. There isn't. The reenactments are very informative that Plunder does. Yeah, she does a lot of things. I mean, I don't watch every single one of her videos, but I do watch her videos from time to time. If I have an interest in her video, you know, I do watch them. I don't watch every single one, but I watch a lot of her videos that pop up in my feed because I've been following her for years, you know, since she started her channel. And I'm just like, what the fuck? But oh my God, I always thought back when this was part of the reason why I fucking couldn't really decided to speak out against Molly Golightly was because when Plunder started her channel, Molly Golightly was like had just made the switch over from like making fun of Shanann and saying how annoying she was to now being her biggest supporter, right? Which, like, come on, that's bullshit. You don't go from thinking somebody's annoying to all of a sudden loving them, you know? She just kind of, yeah, Ninja, you edit a lot of videos, girl. And I know it takes a lot of work. A lot of work. Just to set your camera and shit up, it takes a lot of work. You know, and then do what you're doing while you're filming yourself. It's a lot. But anyway, she originally, you know, when Plunder started putting the videos out there, for whatever reason, I don't really know why she did this. She decided to go after Plunder. And so on a live, she fucking doxed out her whole name. I didn't even know Plunder at the time. I didn't need to know her. Just like, dude, I never knew what Gray Hughes looked like. I followed Gray Hughes since 2013. I couldn't even imagine what he looked like. I never heard his voice. I didn't know what he looked like because for the first probably 10 years of his channel, or whatever it was, he never went on screen. Everything was uploads and it was always, you know, written narration. Like he didn't actually do any voice narrations on it. So like I couldn't even imagine in my mind what Gray Hughes looked like or sounded like. It just didn't even, I really couldn't. I didn't know if he was old, young, whatever. Same thing with Plunder. I didn't need to know though. Who gives a shit? I didn't care what he looked like. All I knew is that he made really good videos about the Jodi Arias case, you know, and there was a couple of other cases that he covered at that time. But like, what did it like? I didn't need to know what Plunder looked like. You know, I didn't care who she was. I didn't care if it was a he, a she, whatever. They were uploading videos. Well, Molly Golightly decides to dox her, you know, and it was like, why? Why are you doxing this woman? So I knew she was a black woman. That, and then however old, I thought she said her age, and I always thought she was like an older woman, but she's not. She's really pretty. Because her more recent video, she's actually on screen and she's absolutely gorgeous. But I'm like, holy shit. I can't believe like that's what she looks like. I don't know. I guess I was going based on the docs that I heard. I don't remember. But she literally doxed the shit out of her. Her name, her age, her address, everything. And I was like, this fucking lady, like she's such an asshole. That's like part of the reasons. It was her, and then she doxed Justin, that guy Justin, whatever his name was. I can't remember his last name. Justin Katz. I'm not doxing him. That was his name on here. Justin Katz. But I was like, holy shit. That's what Plunder looks like? I'm shocked. Hold on a second. I have to plug my laptop. How the fuck is my laptop dead? I just had it charging. All the technology we have, can we get batteries that last a little longer? I mean, shit. Hold on a second. I don't know which side of this goes in my thing. Oh, I guess they're both the same. No, all right. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I never knew that both of these were the same. Anyway, but yeah. I haven't watched her lately, little time. Only shows she has 4 videos now. Well, Nana, who is that? Plunder? Because when you lose monetization and she's lost it and then reapplied and then lost it and then reapplied a bunch of times, when you lose your monetization, YouTube actually tells you, and I wish she didn't, if she deleted that many videos, I know she said she was deleting some, but when you delete that many when you lose your monetization, they tell you what to do to reapply. And so for her case, mine was like I lost it. I forget exactly why I lost it, but I basically went through and I deleted any like I had to delete videos to get my monetization back. So I deleted any more recent videos that seemed like I was like cursing too much or something like that, you know? Because I think it had said something about inappropriate content or something. So I went back through all my videos and I went and deleted any that I thought were like inappropriate. So for her, she lost it for reused content. So she's probably going back and deleting all her reused content. And like when I say delete, you have to delete them from existence. I hope she has backups of her videos, but you have to actually delete them from existence. I am sure that some true crime channels are good, but the ones I see are self-serving, egocentric a-holes. Yep, MGL, BHB, and Tiffany. Exactly. It's all drama now at this point. That's all it is. It's fucking flat out drama. I mean, you know, Tiffany, what's his name? Not Chloe has been clipping. I don't know how he has all this shit, but there's some shit that I haven't even heard myself that I'll see in his feed. It pops up like on my recommended, and I watch them and I'm like, "Oh my god, I never even heard this." Like she just fucking I've never like met somebody that just like lies the way she does. Well, Laura lies a lot too and so does Marissa, but she just like, dude, that girl is out of her mind. She just like totally makes it up as she goes along. She started her channel. She said on this video and I'm like, "Dude, you're such a liar." Like, why are you lying? I just like, why are you lying about such stupid shit? I guess is my problem. Like, lie about something that actually matters. But she's like, "Oh, I started my channel." Um, I guess she was talking about John crimes, right? And she's like, "I started my channel back in whatever year, and I discussed true crime." And I'm like, "What? No, you didn't." Dude, she started her channel. I remember when she started her channel. Her and I were friends, okay? And she kept every time she wanted to address something that was said about her by like Ash or whoever, right? Ash 274, whoever she was fighting with in the quote unquote pony crowd at the time, okay? From Stephanie Brown's Discord, she would come up on my channel and then she would always be like, "I don't want to ruin your channel. I don't want to ruin your channel. I should just make my own channel. I should just make my own channel." And she made it very clear that when she started her channel, and she said it every fucking time she went live, she'd be like, "I started this channel just so I could address things. I'm never going to monetize it." Justin passed away? No. No. Yes, Ellen. Justin was the first channel. Why is my chat like not moving on here? Unless it's just not moving. I don't know if I don't think he passed away, Nana. I think he just left because Brian chased him off here, basically. Um, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I mean, she just lies. I'm like, why? You didn't start your channel to be a true crime channel. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you lying about something so stupid? Just say, "I started my channel because I was in the drama community and I was fighting with other bitches and I fucking wanted to address them." Why are you trying to put on this show that you know started it to discuss true crime? Because that's just not true. That's just not true. As weird as it is, I get along with Nat Chloe these days. I can't believe I said that. I don't know how that man has all those clips. I don't either, dude. Andy Cruz. Andy, how much you want, dude? People do that, man. They sell their channels. Crazy. Fucking sell your channel. I don't even make enough money to sell my channel. I'd have to give it away. I'd have to beg somebody to take it. Here, take this shit. I don't even care. I love when people try to be like, they'll come in my comment section. They'll be like, somebody came in my chat the other day. Oh, Laura has 300 people. And I'm like, yeah. And I don't know, dude. I go in the chats, like, especially when I've been watching this Johnny Depp case, even some of the chats that are still, even that is just getting way too blown out of proportion. Some of these people, I'm like, all right, dude, enough. Like, enough. Like, there was like a video of Amber Heard shopping at TJ Maxx, and everybody's like, oh my God, she's broke. She's like, they got all these kind of conspiracies. I'm like, and listen, I think she's an evil piece of shit, and she very well may be broke, but her sister's a regular person, dude. I think her sister works at like a fucking hotel or something. Like, she has like a regular, 9 to 5 job. Maybe she just went shopping with her sister. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're making such a big deal that she's in TJ Maxx and she's in the Hamptons. She's out here. And I'm like, all right, dude, the paparazzi definitely are not in fucking Bridgehampton on Long Island. That's definitely not happening. Bridgehampton's like where the common folk fucking shop for the Hamptons. So she's definitely, my mom used to go out there. There was a Kmart out there. My mom worked out at Kmart. She was a manager. So she used to have to go to different stores sometimes. And I'm like, that's where the regular folk shop who can't afford the, Hamptons shit. I don't think so. BSJ harassed the hell out of him and his mom. Yeah, that's what I said, Pugs. Justin Crazy Danny. Yes, where's Crazy Granny? That's so weird that you said her, Nana, because I just thought of her the other day and I was like, I wonder where Crazy Nurse Granny is. I always liked that woman. She was funny. The last thing I saw from her was that video that she made with, what do you call it? Hey, Peanut. I'm trying to think. That video she made with Morrissey. MGL Morrissey. I gotta get off here in a few too. I got a busy week ahead of me. So I probably won't be around. Lucky for some people here. I won't be on YouTube much this week. I got a lot of shit to do. But anyway, yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Some people are just taking this shit too far. It's just like anything on the internet. I'm like, all right, big deal. She's in fucking TJ Maxx. Like, I mean, she's probably shopping with her sister who can't afford to go fucking shopping at all like the high-end places. Chill out, people. Crazy Nurse Granny. You've been around in this community for a long ass time if you know who Crazy Nurse Granny is, and if you know who Justin Katz is, because those are two old names, man. That's from like way back in the day. Crazy Nurse Granny used to make some really funny videos too. I mean, they were good. Thank you for helping me stay the course while I was editing. Do you edit on your computer? I gotta find a good editing program for my laptop. Well, first I have to empty my laptop off. That's why I never edit videos on my laptop. Every single one that I edit every video that I edit is on my phone. Because I just hate using my laptop. B-Frags, you remember her. You remember her. I don't know. I don't know what happened to her figure skating coach. I hope she's all right, though. She was funny. She was a nice lady. Crazy Nurse Granny. I just hope she's in like good health, because if she was an older woman, just you use iMovie and Keynote. Oh, really? Keynote? I didn't know you could edit in that. I have a Mac too. It's the whole like downloading everything. Like my DIY video that I just posted, I don't know why. I filmed half of it from my camera and then half of it on my phone. And you probably can't even tell the difference. In fact, actually, my phone footage looked better than the fucking footage from my camera. Because it's so, I don't know. I have trouble seeing on the camera lens, like the screen, the colors look okay. And then when I get them on, like, my phone or my computer, the colors are like always off. It looks so weird. My phone, like, is what it is, So but yeah, I don't even know why I did that. I guess I just like if my phone was dead, I used my camera. Ask Ray Hughes. I have Adobe Premiere, which is like that's like what they use to edit movies and shit, you know? Not just that. They use I mean and TV shows and shit. But it's very complicated. I just want something simpler. I was looking into Filmora, I think it's called. I think that's what John uses because I asked him once. A lot of people on here use it. I don't know if they do it for Mac though. She went away after BSJ doxed her in Rel's comments. He doxed her? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember that. Why does he have to dox everybody? See, that's like that move, the same move that Laura does. It's like, let me just point people to her docs. That motherfucker doxed me when I wasn't even around. I wasn't even on YouTube and he's doxing me. I'm like, what is your fucking problem, dude? Like, could we talk, like, have a conversation? I don't understand why you're doxing me when I'm not even fucking here. I think he just like seriously just gets a thrill out of like putting people's information out, which is fucking weird. I don't get it. It's so time consuming. The more you learn, you just keep adding more because now you know it could be done. Yeah, yep. If you don't do it, then it feels like you're cutting corners. I know. I look at all these people that upload, like content, and I'm like, oh my God, the editing, it is like so much work. It really is. People don't realize how time consuming it is to edit like a 5-minute video. It's so fucking time consuming. It really is. I mean, I enjoy doing it, but it is time consuming. The part I hate about editing is downloading everything because you have to watch everything. You have to watch all your footage. Like you might have 5 hours of footage and only use like 20 minutes of it. Like I have to remember that when I'm doing my DIY videos sometimes because I'm like why am I filming myself painting when I'm not going to play the whole fucking thing because nobody wants to sit here and watch me paint for an hour. You know what I'm saying? So shit like that, you have to kind of cut it down. Or sometimes you'll be filming it and you'll think, oh, this is, let me explain how to do this, and then once you start editing, you're like, oh, this is just going to be too long. Like you don't realize it while you're doing it. It's really a pain in the ass. Yes, my back always hurts after I'm editing. It takes a really, really long time. That's why I watch some of these channels and they edit like all their videos, and I'm like, God bless these people. They must have no lives because you really have to sit there for hours and hours and hours editing. Like I watch this one girl. She's young. What's her name? Fuck. Judy D. Judy D. I don't know why. Sometimes her videos will just pop up in my thing sometimes and I'll sit there and like binge watch them. She goes to she lives in I don't know where she lives now. I think she moved, but she lived in Ecuador and she speaks English and everything. But she goes to all these different makeup places. And I'm like, holy shit. Like I cannot believe how many people where she lives call themselves makeup artists and suck so bad. Like they'll do her makeup and it's like horrible, like absolutely horrible. Like she'll walk out looking like a fucking straight up clown. And like she'll go in and their brushes will be dirty. They'll be using like a sponge that like you could tell they already used like 10 times. Some of them don't even have tools. They'll like put the makeup on with their hands, or they'll use like the little sponge applicator that comes with like the eyeshadow. Oh my God, it's so fucking funny though. She has like and like that's her whole channel is her going to these horrible makeup artists. Like she made a whole entire fucking channel out of this. It's actually pretty funny, but it's gross. Angela, I don't know. I asked him the other day and I haven't heard back, so I'm not sure. Hopefully he's okay. Her and Mobs both for no reason. It was dumb on his part. Pugs, that's his game though, That's his game. To dox people. So stupid. There's no need for it. No need. To me, that's just like stupid, honestly. She's the Gordon Ramsay of the beauty industry. Yeah, basically, she just goes around and like I can't believe how many of these people just like I mean, it's bad. It's not even like I'm being, too picky or something. Like some of it is like straight up like I don't even know how these people look these clients in the face. I think though also she brings I don't know. In her earlier videos, she shows you the look that she's trying to go for and some of them are like these really like complicated cut crease James Charles fucking, looks that are just like over the top that I think like any makeup artist would have trouble with or a lot, but it's I don't know. It's pretty bad. Hey, UC boss. Yes, girl. He's getting big. Getting big. You watch her, Lacey? Yeah. I just like the other night I got like I mean I've watched her before, but then like months will go by and I won't see videos from her. And then all of a sudden one will pop up. So I'll just sit there and like binge watch her videos. Crime Canary, I want to learn how to edit videos. Hey, why don't you have one of Laura's subscribers pay for editing classes and then never use them? No, I'm just kidding. It's really easy, honestly, Crime Canary. It is. I mean, it's easy once you get the hang of it and you understand the basics. You know, it's basically you're just watching. Picture like having like a film strip, right? And you just like a pair of scissors. You cut out the parts that you don't want with the scissors, and then you just kind of stitch the other ones back together. That's basically most of the, basic editing. That's basically what you're doing. But then there's like more complicated shit like keyframing and when you want like graphics to fly across the screen or that shit's complicated. You got transitions, cuts. It's a pain in the ass, but it's easy once you get the basics. You should look into like if you have a what do they call it? Not vocational school, like a technical school. Sometimes they'll offer just like a class for video editing or photography or something like that. They cost like maybe like $100, $150. Go take an editing class. Even your library might offer it. Some public libraries offer classes like that. Just look into it. Or you can watch videos on YouTube. I mean, because there's plenty of them on here that'll teach you how to use the basics of the programs. Right? I've been using Photoshop and Illustrator for the last 20 something years of my life. I still go on YouTube and watch tutorials. Like when there's something that I can't figure out how to do it, I go on YouTube and then somebody out there has a video on how to do whatever I'm trying to do. Like if I'm trying to get like a certain effect with like a font and I can't figure out how to do it, I'll go on YouTube and there's a tutorial somewhere. I mean, you really don't learn that much in class. They really just teach you the basics in class. Hey Ben, how are you feeling? Oh, Ninja Orchids. I almost died when I heard that. I actually played that on here and I couldn't believe it. I was like, says the man who convinced the world that he had scissors for fingers or the lawyers for the man. I'm like, what? Like, did she really think that was like, I don't even know why that came out of her mouth. It just doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Scissors for fingers. Like, did anybody actually believe that Johnny Depp's hands were fucking scissors? No. So stupid. When's Laura going to show us? Oh, she's never going to show us Just Facts. Never. I don't even think she really took the class, to be quite honest with you. I think that she took the money, but not the class. Because I'm like, where is she going to take this class? Like, is it an online class or like, where do they have online classes that cost $800 to learn how to edit? That's a lot of money for an editing class. And like, what software is she using to learn how to edit? I don't know. Unless she's like, I don't know. That whole thing sounds suspect to me. Somebody who took video editing classes, like, that sounds suspect. I was listening to your comment. I mean, that was just ridiculous. Absolutely. Prime Canary Laura said that it was like 2 years ago. One of her subscribers actually paid like $800 for her to take video editing classes. $800 or some shit like that. And it was, I'm like, what? Like, I don't even know where. I don't know. I don't know where you would take a class like that. Besides that, like maybe a community college that does like continuing education, or like I said, like a library might, but like why would they charge $800 for editing classes? Just sounds exorbitant to me. And I'm like, I was friends with her while she was supposedly taking these classes, and I don't know when she took them because she never talked about the classes. She never actually talked about the classes. So I don't know where she took them. You took them for free, Alicia? I didn't follow the case either, Crime Canary. And the only me following that case, I mean, I did watch the initial interviews and stuff like that, but I watched some of it, but past like, those interviews, I haven't really watched anything. The only time I ever see anything is if I'm watching like Burnt Toast or like the Glara and they're covering the other people that are following the case. Otherwise, I don't watch because there's no new news. When there's new news, I'll be interested in it. But oh, UC boss, me too, girl. She's an asshole. But I don't know where she took fucking. I don't know where she took those classes and when. I don't know if they were online. I don't know if they were fucking whatever, but she never spoke about the actual classes. And then this is kind of funny. When she lost her job, she was doing this like I don't know. She's like, you guys probably remember. She was like trying to like just like she's doing with her website, I'm redoing the website. She like wanted to like redo her channel. So she was like making all these like weird. I don't even really fully understand what she was trying to do, to be quite honest with you. I really don't. But she was trying to make this like news, like I don't know. She's trying to make it look like a news thing, I guess. Like on the news they have like the ticker at the bottom of the screen, and they have like titles on the screen and all that kind of shit. And so she went on Fiverr or something, and she paid for this like little template, I guess, for that, that she was going to put on screen. And so she's like, I don't know how to fucking edit this thing. I don't know how to do it. And I'm thinking, didn't you take editing classes? Because I'm thinking like, that's like the basics, dude. Like, I know because I've taken editing classes before. They're one of the first fucking things they're going to teach you how to do is how to put a title on the screen. So I'm like, I opened the thing up, she sent it to me and I opened it up, and I'm like, dude, all you have to do is just use the type tool. I mean, I had to tell her how to do it and she still didn't understand. And I'm thinking like, I thought you took editing classes, like, because this is like editing 101 here. Like if to edit a title, which is basically words on the screen, like that's like one of the first things that they're going to teach you in an editing class is how to put a title up. Because that's the first part of your video should be a title. If you're making a video, most videos start with a title, like a classic editing. It's like just how you learn how to lay out a paragraph when you're in, elementary school. It's like the same idea, So the first thing is going to be the title. And I'm thinking she doesn't even know how to edit the title because she's like, I want the words to change though. It's not going to be the same all the time. And I'm thinking, and I'm trying to help her. I'm like, well, you could do it in here and here and here. And she just like, she was totally lost. And I'm thinking, I thought you took editing classes. Like, why do you not know how to do this? I don't understand. I'm lost. I'm just lost how you don't know how to edit a title if you took editing classes. But all right. Okay. That's when I started to question if she actually really took the classes or not. Because I was like, I'm like, you should know how to do this. This is like basic shit, in this program. Like, this is probably one of the most basic fucking things you can do as far as editing goes. Why do you not know how to do it if you took a class? She just can't get that ticker to go the right way. Yeah, I thought it was backwards. it goes the wrong way. I don't know why. It goes from it's like it reads backwards. I don't get it. It's not that hard. Well, she uses OBS. So that might be why. I don't know. I never used that program. A shittiest child of hers came to a community only November and me, Madeline. Go to. We thought we got rid of her. Nope, she's definitely stalking us as ex Patreons. Wait, what do you mean? That shittiest child of hers came to a community only November Rain, me, Mandolin, Ash, and Hello Starlight go to. We thought we got what? Yeah, now that you're saying that, I thought I saw somebody saying something similar to that in a comment section somewhere the other day. Are you talking about like the not Summer Wells, Natasha Cooper people? Is that who you're talking about, UC boss? Not that you're in Natasha Cooper's community, but just like I don't know how she got herself even like how did she find Natasha Cooper? Because the only reason I know who Natasha Cooper is because of Starlight and them watch her. I don't watch her, but I know who she is because I've heard them talking about her. So I would imagine that she found Natasha Cooper the same way. I heard Nana. She said they're saying she's doing a tell-all book. She just like that girl must want to just be broke or something. I don't know what her problem is. Yeah, she definitely stalks her haters. That's for sure. See, these people, I can't get rid of them. Meanwhile, it's like, hi, I'm gonna join their communities that they're in that have nothing to do with me, even though I never do that. Because I wouldn't even know who Natasha Cooper is. I don't know who half these people are that they talk about. I don't know who. I mean, that the Letitia girl, I wouldn't know who she is if it wasn't for them. And not that I watch her. And then who else? Uh, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people that they watch. Oh, even what's her name? Who's the girl that fucking Laura can't say the name right to save her life? What's her name? Shani for Christ, where she says Shani for some reason. She called her a scammer. Yeah, she came in drama divides bitching at me. Oh yeah, I heard her talking about you the other day. You see boss somewhere. She said something. She really thinks that everybody that talks about her is like obsessed stalkers. I mean, it's like, dude, if we were like standing outside your fucking house and talking about you, then I get it, But like talking about you, that's a stalker. But you're on a public platform, dude. Like nobody's going to your Facebook page or whatever. We only talk about what you put here on YouTube. How is that fucking stalking, dude? Like you put this out in the public. It's not like we're hacking into your fucking Facebook and your Instagram and shit. I mean, I did look at our fucking candle website, but again, something that she shares on YouTube. She shares it here. I wouldn't call it stalking though. Yeah, Laura knows where the ponies are before their own subs do. She really does, though. I don't even know what they do. And I'm friends with, I talk to them. I'm friendly with them, friends with them. And I don't know where they are half the time, what they're doing. They always come out with all these new people. And I'm like, who's that? I don't know who it is half the time. Somebody said something about me in Discords or something the other day, and I'm like, dude, I like don't even go in Discord. I have Discord, but like anybody in here that's in a Discord with me knows that like I'm barely ever in there. Barely. I wish I had time, but I don't. Like, how often do you guys see me in Discord? She's one to call anyone a stalker. Well, that's what I'm saying, Alicia. She's like definitely. I just like I don't have the time, man. Who went live? Oh, yes, Carly. That's a girl. That's why my son, he's in camp, girl. He'd be home going crazy the whole summer. I felt bad keeping him home the whole summer. He'd be like freaking, what do you call it? Bored. Ponies. Takes MM like 9 months to respond to a Discord DM. Yeah, exactly. I don't go in there really. I don't have time. I have enough distractions in my life. Anyway, I'm gonna end this in a minute because I gotta get dinner. We gotta get dinner. Gray Hughes, your ears must have been ringing. I was talking about you. I was talking about you before. Nothing bad, of course. I was just saying about how the whole, you know, Plunder, that girl Plunder who makes the video, she lost her monetization. And I was saying how it's bullshit, because there's like all these people here that just are tragedy pimps. Not you. You were one of the examples of not a tragedy pimp, but that are just like covering the Summer Wells and the same things over and over. Although she did cover the Chris Watts case for like way longer than I would have ever discussed it. I mean, she does. I'm just saying, she edits her video and and actually puts work into her videos. Unlike some people that are just go hit a live button and talk shit like myself, like. But I don't consider this work. There's people here that call themselves true crime creators, but they don't do any true crime. They just talk shit. And I was saying how people like you and Duty Run, you guys go live, but you actually put research into the lives, the cases before you hit the live button. You're not just like going live on a whim, and talking a bunch of shit. They said for reused content, which is bullshit because her content is news, uh news coverage or interrogations, which now, I mean, there's just like more and more and more people coming out doing these interrogation channels, but it's so yeah, there's going to be a lot of them, but bullshit. Gray Hughes, I don't think the Summer Wells community has ever done anything useful except for the Ali and Cam, who I feel horrible for because I mean, they're just getting drugged through the mud by these assholes, people accusing them of doing drugs and stuff. It's just so wrong. And they really seem like good intentioned, people, and it's just sad. I see her use other people's content. I don't watch all her videos, Gray, but I see her using a lot of news clips and stuff like that. It's like the whole true crime community, honestly, because that she's not the only one I've heard it from. There's other creators that I watch that are like YouTube's just not allowing for the true crime genre. Um, I mean, people can't even say certain words, it's ridiculous. I think cracking cases is part of the problem now. Well, you know what, Gray? I think that goes for any part of YouTube, right? You kind of just get sucked in, right? You might come here with the best of intentions, and then you have these other people that are that don't have the right intentions, and you kind of get sucked into either like calling those people out or whatever. In my personal opinion, I just think nobody should be covering that case at this point in time. There's not, including Chris McDonough and all these other people who have bigger channels. There's nothing more to really discuss with the case. There's nothing going on, and then they're almost creating situations like this, candlelight vigil thing that really should have just been about her and praying for her safe return, but turned into this whole shit show, that it shouldn't have been. Just to create content for themselves, involving the case because there's an interest in it. Obviously, there's people willing to watch if you're going to put her name in the title. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people. I don't go to these bullshit lives. I see them in my feed because I have watched videos about her, and I see these like videos where her name in the title, and I'm like, what the fuck are you discussing at this time? But then I look at it and I'm like, okay, the same thing happened with the Chris Watts case. It just like after a while, it was like, all right, dude, he confessed. Like, what the fuck more is there to discuss on this case anymore? It's over. He's in jail for the rest of his life. There's nothing more. Let his family now move on and grieve. And there's still people discussing the Chris Watts case. There is still people making and uploading content about this case. And I'm like, dude, let it go already. Nicole Kessinger is not a killer. Let it go already. I can't even believe that people are still discussing it. It's like, holy shit. The name cracking cases should be try to crack a case because they don't cover anything other than summer. Also, they do 4-hour streams about drama. Yeah, well, listen, Alicia, I did personally I can't say what happened there. I saw some, coverage because I watched somebody else's channel, but it should be a vigil. And that's it. It shouldn't be a party. It shouldn't be, I don't know what happened there because I really didn't watch. I vowed not to watch any of it because I was like, I know it's not going to be, about this poor young girl who's missing. I don't even like saying her name at this point because it's just so, it's just so sad. Don't call yourself a true crime channel if you only cover one case forever. Gray, I have to agree, which is why when I was talking about it before, you're not part of my, the examples of the tragedy pimps because you cover a variety of cases. You go back to some cases when you get updates, and then that's it, and then you move on, and then you find other cases. Like I watch to me, a real true crime channels. I say this all the time, is obviously things like Crime Watch Daily or something where they're making like regular content about cases that most of us never even heard about. And some of them are insane. Channels like yours, Duty Ron covers a variety of cases, different topics, has different people come on. Like when you're just talking about the same case and then you're not even talking about the case anymore, you're talking about other people on YouTube, you're a drama channel. You're not a true crime channel anymore. Like even Laura trying to say she's a case discussion channel because she knows she's not true crime. You're not even that, dude, because you really don't discuss cases regularly. Thoughts on Tab O'Neill and MK Ultra? I don't have any thoughts on that, dude. I'm not into that shit. There is a lot worse than cracking cases. At the same time, no matter what they're doing, I don't watch them. I don't think it's right for people to be accusing them of, using drugs and stuff. That shit's just completely, completely wrong. And they're trying to do that because if you this is like the typical YouTube scenario, right? You see somebody who's getting views, who's getting 1,000 people in chat, 800 people in their chats. So what do? You try to go in there and distract them away, so you have somebody like Laura who's just a vulture, and or whatever you want to call it, and she just goes in there, she puts their name in a title to stir up some controversy so that she could, get subscribers from it. That happens all over. Then, you either have to be strong and just completely ignore it and continue on doing what you're doing, or I don't know, or get involved, get sucked into it. Yes, you do. My channel tries to give back. Since January 2020, we have donated back 87,000 to crime charity and a DNA fund. Yet people still bitch. I listen, I'm all for a channel like yours or a channel like Plunder's making money because you're, covering more than just one case. You're editing your videos, or well, you're not editing, but you have edited content on your channel, but you're actually doing research. You're actually putting your time into it. So I'm all for people who are doing responsible reporting on cases, who are just giving the facts like a news channel would. I'm all for that. The people I'm not for making money off the cases are the people that are exploiting them. If you're just covering the same case over and over with no updates, to me, that's exploitation after a while. It is. There's only so much you could say about a case until it's like, okay, I understand people want to speculate. I get it, I get it. And you could facilitate that every now and again. But, this is beyond speculation. It's it's sensationalism. There's a huge difference when people start, I mean, really just getting into all this hearsay and all these bullshit phone calls. It's like that's exploitation at this point. It really is. Letters that people wrote. You're not going to solve the crime. Let the police solve do their work. People calling into the police stations, that shit's insane to me. I would never pick a phone up and call into a police station off of some bullshit that I saw on YouTube on a case. That's insane to me. You're crazy. I hear it. I've heard clips of like Molly Golightly on her channel and like people saying, oh, we got to call in to the TBI and tell them. And I'm like, no, you don't. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. There's no need for, idiots on the internet to be calling in anything on, oh God, it's just so stupid. I can't wrap my head around people doing that. Oh, they've hindered it. What they don't understand is that every time they call the police, station, they have to follow every tip that they get, whether it's a bullshit tip or a big tip. So what you're doing when you call in these bullshit tips from hearsay that you heard on the internet is you're just sending them totally into the wrong direction. The chances of you being right, just like all these people that were making such a big deal about the reward fund in the Summer Wells case, those reward funds hardly ever get paid out to somebody, hardly ever are used. And they were like, why are you putting so much focus on this reward fund? I couldn't understand that. I'm like, the reward funds hardly ever get used. Why are you so worried about this reward fund? Why is this such an issue? I don't understand. It's a problem. It's actually a serious, legit problem. If law enforcement has to hold a press conference saying this, you got to realize the damage being done. And like at that point, I think that's when everybody should just back out and say, okay, I'm done with this case. Let law enforcement. In their heads, they're like, law enforcement's not doing their jobs because they're not giving us updates. That's what law enforcement does. They're not going to give you updates. They don't give information out to the public because that's what fucks their cases up. Look at the very little information that they have given and how badly it's screwed up the case for them. Imagine if they let out more stuff, what people would do. It's just, it's unbelievable. Hey, Stephanie, I feel bad for them. Reward funds are a waste of money, but people feel like they are doing something. There are studies totally agree. And I get that. I get that people feel like they're helping by contributing to it. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that makes you feel okay to contribute to it, but they barely ever get used. People, the amount of money that they're willing to give away, most people aren't willing to throw their entire lives away for that, for that amount of money. Well, I mean, some people do throw their lives away, in these murder cases for money, but they're not gonna give themselves up or risk their lives for $50,000. It's just not. It's not worth it. They're rarely ever paid out. But it's like, dude, stop calling. And like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many people say it. You're gonna have these idiots that are gonna continue this behavior, calling the cops and calling the TBI and doing all this stuff that they just shouldn't be doing. I mean, it's just terrible. Why not donate to make an overall difference instead of one case? Exactly. NCMEC, Texas EquuSearch, REAN. I never heard of that one, etc. They think these cases are lifetime movies and don't realize that people are getting hurt and that law enforcement's job is becoming harder and harder. It's not about justice. It's about drama. Like, for instance, okay, Don Wells would go on somebody's channel, which I thought was absolutely stupid of him to do. I don't think they should have spoken to anybody on YouTube, including Chris McDonough, okay? Those people should have kept their mouths shut. They just should have shut up. I understand getting the word out. If they wanted to, you go on the news in a very controlled environment with a representative, and just plead for your daughter's return. That's it. That's only speaking you should do in their shoes. But they made the mistake of doing these interviews with people, to tell their story and thinking that they're going to get the story out there. So now every time Don's drunk and he comes up on a YouTube channel, because these people are vultures trying to get in touch with him, which I thought was also disgusting, trying to, who could get Don on their channel? It's all, they don't give a shit about Don or where Summer is. They just want the views for having this guy up on their channel. Don Wells, the father of missing Summer Wells, let me have him up on my channel. I'm going to get views and get money. And that's all they're doing it for. And we all know that. Well, most people do with a brain. But then they call the TBI to tell the TBI Don was on somebody's channel, as if the police aren't watching. You know what I'm saying? Their every fucking move. As if the police don't already know that. I mean, anybody who follows true crime knows that the police watches social media nowadays. I mean, that just goes without saying, right? But these idiots are like calling up to tell people that Don was on a YouTube channel, as if the police didn't know that already. It's just ridiculous. I like Chris McDummy milks the well case. Gray, I'm with you. I saw his live, like, I don't know, I guess it was either last night. It's fine. I was talking about this at the beginning of the live. The Glare went live last night, and he tried to ask him, why is he milking the case, basically. Not in those words, but, he was asking him why he thinks he's exempt from being one of the people that, law enforcement was talking to on social media. And he didn't get his answer, of course. But I thought the same thing when I saw one of his lives. And I'm like, dude, move on. There's a million other cases with your expertise and your credentials that you could be helping with. Why are you, why do you keep making all these videos about the Summer Wells case? Because, like, again, just because he's a cop doesn't mean he's a good person. It seems to me he might be in it a little bit for the views and the attention too. I mean, you just have to know if you're going to go into true crime that some cases are going to be less popular than other cases. And you have to accept that as part of the job. And if you're really going into it for the right reasons, that you're going to have to cover a lot of cases, and there's going to be some interest in some cases and no interest in other cases, unfortunately, and you have to just know that. But there's these people who go into it and they're like, oh, this case is getting me a lot of views. Let me just keep covering it. Let me just keep covering this case. And it's like, you have to question why you're doing it at that point when there's no new anything. I mean, I don't know. He's a grifting asshole. Well, yeah, they do add more attention to a case by doing stories on the increased funds. They just don't work for the reason that they're, trying to get them to work for. It's just sad. It really is. I mean, this poor little girl's name has just been, like, to me, just like destroyed at this point in time because, the parents have been destroyed. God forbid they're not guilty, right? How are these people aren't going to give a shit. You think that the Wells are going to get an apology from these assholes? Any of them, if they're found innocent of this crime and they figure out what happened to this girl, do you think that any of these pieces of shit are going to apologize to the Wells after? No. I mean, I don't know who's guilty. I don't know. I don't know what happened in the case. I don't know. I can't say. It's very hard to tell. The Wells are both very hard to read for me, in their interviews that they did do. It's very hard for me to say either way. Is there a lot of shit that looks, odd and off about them? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're killers, or that they killed their daughter or did something to her. Me neither, Clara. I'm 100% with you on that one. I just don't, Laura went live last week and she's criticizing Bullhorn Betty at the and this was disgusting, and I don't know why nobody called it out, but she's tagging Bullhorn Betty, about the whole thing with the candlelight vigil. but she has Summer's name in the title. She has Summer's name on her thumbnail and hashtagged, okay? And then she's telling people that, oh, it's stupid not to get super chats, super chat me, buy a candle, and like just to go against the green, and I'm like, dude, you still have her name. You're like, supposedly calling people out for exploiting her, but you're still exploiting her in the process. You realize that, right? Because if you weren't, you wouldn't even put her name in the title. Why are you putting her name in the title when it's not about her? It's about the candlelight vigil. And it's not even about that. It's about your hatred towards Bullhorn Betty. So why is Summer Wells' name in the title? I don't understand. I feel so bad even saying the girl's name, to be quite honest with you. No, they'll never apologize. Right. They'll just move on to the next missing child or story or whatever it is that they could fucking milk to death. And it's just gross, dude. It's just fucking gross. There's nothing to discuss right now. There's just nothing. Like these people that they're like, the TBI needs to arrest the parents. Why? You can't arrest people based on suspicion. Like that's not how it works. These people, you could tell most of them have never even fucking sat down and watched a trial in their lives and have no understanding of how the justice system works. Like just none, zero. And it's like, and you're calling yourself a true crime channel? You want people arrested based on your suspicions. Really? Is that fair? Just like the same people who were crucifying the Laundrie family. I understand on a moral level, right? That it's horrible that they didn't give Gabby's parents answers. On a moral level, that is horrible, right? On a legal level, they were within their rights doing everything that they are legally allowed to and had the right to do by not speaking to her parents and selling their son out to law enforcement. Like they were well within their legal rights to do what they were doing. Does it suck from a moral standpoint? Yes, it does. Is it a disappointment? Yeah, it is. Do I think that they're shitty people? I mean, I don't know them. I don't know the people. Do I think it's shitty? Yeah, I do think it's shitty. But, if I was in their shoes, I would have to answer the family. I would have to. So from a moral standpoint, yeah, they're shitty people. But from a legal standpoint, they're doing exactly what they, are within their rights to do, even if we don't agree with it. They weren't committing any crimes. People are like, oh, they should be thrown in jail. Why? They didn't commit murder. Why should they be thrown in jail? They wouldn't even be considered accessories to murder. But these people just want to fucking crucify them, and it's sad. The sad irony is that we all keeping her name out there. She's actively missing. Unfortunately, these people can't do it without exploiting her. Now we don't want to say her name. I know, Clara, right? Because the only reason I would want to say her name is to just remind people that she's missing. That's it. And to keep an eye out for her. And that's all they should be doing. Like if they're going down to Tennessee, Bullhorn Betty is carrying around one flyer. Well, what the fuck good is that going to do? How many people are you going to see? Why aren't you printing out a stack of flyers and going around town and hanging them up? Wouldn't that be more helpful? I mean, yeah, that's the other thing, Catherine. I'd drink too if my child was missing. They're like, oh, they're on drugs. Well, maybe they're on drugs because their child's missing. Like, I can't say. I can't make a determination on that one. They associated her name with the drama. That's exactly what they did. Right. So it's like, it's sad. You know what? If it was an adult, it would suck. But the fact that it's a fucking 6-year-old child is what makes it really sickening because it's a kid. It's a little baby girl who didn't even get the chance to really live her life yet. 6 is nothing. That's a baby still. And it's just so sad. She didn't even get the chance to like get through kindergarten. She didn't even get to kindergarten. And look at this. Look what it's turned into. I mean, just put the part that I have trouble wrapping my head around is that the majority of the people doing this are parents themselves. They're parents themselves. And they just completely lack empathy towards other parents' situation, whether you like the parents or not, or think they're guilty or not. I just listen, I'd rather look like an asshole being empathetic than, crucify people and then be wrong about it. I don't know. That's just me. Just like in the laundry situation, like that was where I was personally first introduced to Bullhorn Betty, and I was like, "Ew, this woman's harassing these people, and she has no idea what they know. She has no idea if they know anything that their son did. She's assuming, and so you think you have a right to harass these people? What if it comes out that they didn't know anything?" And they were trying to get something out of their son, and they too were suspicious about his behavior. What if that comes out? You're going to look like the biggest asshole that you were standing out harassing these people. I would never do something like that because I'd rather be wrong. Parents have the same rights with a child as a spouse with incrimination. She could very well still be alive somewhere. And I do believe that, DeGlara. I do believe that. Because there's some sick fucks out in this world. She's talked about like she's not, and everyone is so sure of it. Yeah, they don't know. And Glare, I look at JC Dugard. Need I say more? Need I say more? That girl was gone for 17 years. 17 years. She was taken, I believe she was going into the third grade or fourth grade. 17 years she lived in captivity with this creepy Philip Garrido character and his wife. Okay. And nobody knew. Look at Elizabeth Smart. Look at Katie Beers. It's happened before. It's not out of the realm of possibilities that this little girl was taken and she's alive somewhere. And these idiots, right? They go because the police said there's no evidence. This was in the very beginning. There's no evidence of an abduction. That doesn't mean that it didn't happen. That just means that they didn't find any evidence of it. So that everybody's like, well, the police said that there's no evidence, so that means that there's no possibility that there was an abduction. No, that's not what that means. You guys are reading into it the wrong way. They just didn't find any evidence of an abduction. That's why the police very carefully word things, and people are too stupid to understand that. Gray can't see my comics, but I want to get comments, but I want to give him respect for connecting the Moab murders. It turned out to not be connected, but it was a solid theory and a good catch. It was. Listen, Gray Hughes is a pretty smart dude. He's a very smart dude. Just facts. I don't know if you believe in God, but she made fun of my grieving and told her Patreons to stay away from me. Dumb bitch. Yeah, she did. She didn't make fun of it so much as that she just didn't have any empathy for it, I would say. She had no empathy for your situation, and it was disgusting to me. But anyway, Jesus Stefan. All right, I'm gonna have to end this because I gotta get my family dinner here. But yeah, keep the word out, guys. Don't participate in this shit. Don't even participate in it. Just don't. Just don't. Because it's no good. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this. I hope everybody has a good night, and I'll see y'all around. Get out and get some fresh air. All right, I'm out.